Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is yours truly once again. Previously, I talked about how, in regards to frequent sex amongst men makes them feminine, I said that if a female is having too much sex, it makes her masculine. And a lot of times, based on what I said previously, it was related around this idea that she just wanted to have certain position and power, certain ways of controlling the situation or the relationship. A lot of times she does that to shift the relations, to shift the ship and all types of shit. But let's really get down to this even more in regards to the feminine gender versus what I've said previously about the masculine. And all you have to do is just look for that video that I did previously in the comment section below, where I got that comment under a pin. Now, what I mean now in regards to the feminine gender becoming too masculine due to frequent sex is it's even more pronounced. So now that you see with the video title, frequent sex makes women masculine. So if you know by now, I do the female woman logic at my channel. So it is true what I say. Now, what I mean about a woman becoming masculine is very deep, and I'll save that towards the end of this video. But let's deal with the obvious. Okay. Now, given the name of this video, let's just say, as a generality, that most people will have when they click on this video, the title: frequent sex makes women masculine. You pull back a layer and you realize I'm not necessarily talking about women. I'm not necessarily talking about women initially. I'm talking about females initially instead of women, because has one noticed how a lot of these females that aren't women, they're very masculine, and that's due to them being hypersexual. They have a lot of sexual experiences, a lot of sexual partners, and so they have a lot of masculine spirits within them based on all those sexual partners that they have been around. So a lot of their actions, a lot of their moods, a lot of their jargon and lingo and slang, a lot of that is very masculine. A lot of their mannerisms, a lot of their dispositions and attitudes and behaviors are very masculine. Even probably the way that she walks, the way that she looks, a lot of things. Even probably the way she has sex at this point is very masculine. It's no longer feminine. We see this amongst a lot of these females that aren't women. Now, let's talk about women. This is what I mean about women. Now, to the woman, the real woman in your life versus the typical female that doesn't want to be a woman in your life. The thing is that she, the woman, you always want to preserve her. You always want to preserve her. You always want her to be a virgin at heart, at mind, at body, if you will, inside body. You want her to be as virgin as possible. So with her, less is more. Less sex is more. Now, you having more sex with her, that's actually causing her to be more masculine in the way that she's dealing with you, because she's always having your masculine in her. That takes away this idea of her actually being feminine. So instead of being patient and being appreciative of the sex, she starts to be more demanding of the sex. So that's the problem. You always want to preserve sex with the real woman that's in your life. That way it's more special too. After so many positions, it gets boring. So you really just want to space it out. There might be a time you two aren't having sex. There might be a dry period. It happens. But believe you me, when the monsoon comes in, especially if she starts the monsoon, if you know what I'm talking about, it's going to be a wonderful feeling. And then guess what? you, my brother, will monsoon as well. Yes, indeed. You will gusher. You will have a geyser for the monsoon. Your geyser, yes, your geyser will meet her monsoon. As long as you practice that less is more approach in regards to sex. Now, one thing you can do to avoid that amongst the woman that's in your life and make sure that she's not being like a typical female is you just gotta bypass her when she talks about, well, we gotta have sex all the time. I need sex like 5 times a week or something like that. You wanna walk past and say goodbye. Because it should be on a deeper level to where it doesn't seem like a routine. You know, amongst men, we have routine, we have regimens. But we do see that amongst sex, you got to treat it more delicate. Sex in itself is also very feminine. There's masculine sides to it as well, but it's based on this balance. You want to always treat it as a delicate and special affair. You definitely don't want it to be so rough and rugged to the point of where it becomes uncomfortable. And I think a lot of sex is becoming uncomfortable for people to have these days, even to talk about. Especially when you're around the feminine gender that thinks that she can outperform you. Signing out.